Hello, sixth graders of the world. It's Mr. Lopazzo, coming to you from my makeshift art room in my basement. Yes, I'm stuck in my basement. I'm trapped in my house like the rest of you people. Well, just like your teachers, your other teachers have been working on your fun sixth grade stuff. We're gonna keep art class going too, and we're gonna do this via videos that are gonna be posted on the school website. Hopefully that's where you found this one. And I'll put one on either every week or every other week, depending on how complex our project is. I have good news and I have bad news. Bad news is, well, we're stuck in this situation. We're stuck in our houses. We can't see our friends, can't go to school and hang out with everybody. Yes, that's bad news. Good news is, you don't have to work on your mosaic. And children in the sixth grade cheered throughout the Germantown Central School District. Yes, we don't have to worry about our mosaics right now. If we go back, maybe we'll finish them. I don't know, we'll see. But I thought maybe we'd do something a little more in tune with some of you guys have mentioned to me from time to time. You want to do some cartooning and stuff. I used to teach a cartooning class in Germantown once upon a time. So I thought maybe we'd do a nice little Bart Simpson today. I'm going to go kind of quick for the simple reason that this is a video. You can pause it, you can rewind it, you can take as little or as much time on this thing as you want. That's totally your call. Some of you will, you want to work on it 5-10 minutes a day, or just knock the whole thing out, in 40-50 minutes, an hour, something like that. So maybe the first week you sketch it out, second week, just to kind of get your mind off while you're on there. You guys are very busy. Your teachers are keeping you really busy. You just want to take a little downtime, do a little drawing, a little coloring in, and exercise that creative part of your brain, that right side of your brain. So today what we're going to do, I'm going to do a little picture of Bart Simpson. His eye is red because that's kind of where we're going to start, right? We usually start, sometimes I'll give you guys a line, like the iguana. I gave you that one, the line down his back, just so you kind of know where to start, okay? You're going to need a piece of paper. You need a pencil and eraser. And then later on you can color this thing in however you want. I don't know what art supplies you have at home, but any piece of paper will do. I don't care if it's a lined piece of paper, if it's a beautiful piece of drawing paper or a sketch pad or whatever. You can use whatever you've got, right? We obviously don't have the same materials as the art room, but we're going to make do. I'm sure you've got something there. Whatever piece of paper you're using, you're going to want to turn it vertical because Bart's a little bit taller than he is wide. Big, giant yellow head. So turn that paper vertical, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase everything except that red circle, and then we'll get cooking. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just so you can see the board a little bit better. And it might just be a talking neck if it chops my head off. I'm not really worried about you seeing me. I would much rather have you see the board. Actually, I can't really zoom it in too much. Okay, I think that'll be fine. So I'm going to erase Bart, I hope you guys are doing good, keeping yourselves busy, not sitting playing video games for 12 hours a day. I did watch the entire season, or entire series, 8 seasons of Game of Thrones in like a week, so that was kind of crazy. I could barely see after that. Well, hopefully you're not doing that. Okay. So first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to draw a circle. It's really hard for me to tell you how big to draw a circle because I don't know how big a piece of paper is. Maybe you have a 12 by 18 piece of paper. Maybe you have a little piece of paper you took out of your copy machine. But you can kind of see how big my paper is. My entire board is the paper, basically. You're going to draw a nice round circle. I would say left to right, dead center, and top to bottom, slightly higher than the middle, right? So left to center, left to right, right to center, top, bottom, that's about the middle of the paper, so a little bit higher. That's kind of where we're going to start, okay? First thing we're going to do, we're going to draw his nose. And start right about in the middle of that circle, maybe a smidge lower than the middle. And we're just going to go out and around and back in a little bit. Okay. Remember, draw lightly, always, 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 especially with cartooning. The thing with cartooning is once you've drawn something over and over again, and this goes with people who actually draw these, you've got to draw them hundreds of times, and then it's just, second nature. You could draw it in your sleep. But when you're first doing them, lightly sketch it. Obviously, I can't really sketch with a dry erase marker on a whiteboard. But if you're doing it with a pencil and a piece of paper, you can very lightly sketch it. You can go back, erase the lines you don't like, keep the ones you do. And then, of course, what they do is they'll go back in with a pen and ink, either a calligraphy pen or just a marker, and then they'll permanent. Or with a piece of copy paper, you could actually lay it right over top. Copy paper so thin, you could make a sloppy copy at first if you want, and then you can lay a piece of paper over top, put it on your window for nature's light board, right? Put it right up against the window if you can't see it on your desk or your table, and then you trace what we call a clean copy, right? But for now, if you've never done it before, I would say just draw lightly and sketch away. Okay, the second thing we're going to do the eye. That eye is going to start on the other eye. I don't know, maybe like an inch or so above that nose, and then we're going to come around and we're going to connect to the nose about halfway out. It's going to go up, around. It's maybe a little bit smaller than the first eye. As far as where the pupils are, I mean, that's totally up to you. They kind of have them looking a little bit to the left. But that's up to you. He could be really looking anywhere you want. Wherever you put those pupils, that's where he's going to be looking. And right about, I would say, this was a clock, right about at 1 o'clock, we're going to do his little eyebrow. And that eyebrow is just a little bump. Right, Bart's got this big, giant, rectangular head, and it's a little bit slanted. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go from that eyebrow up on a slant a little bit and kind of a little bit of a curl out. His hair, I guess his hair, I don't know what you would call that. His hair kind of like curls out a little bit at the top, but a little bit of an angle. His head's kind of tipped a little bit. So what I'm going to do is before I do the hair, I'm going to hop over, I'm going to do the other side of the head because I want to keep that same angle. Now this gets a little tricky because now we're just kind of drawing a line that's floating in La La Land. So draw lightly because you may want to move this thing around a little bit. I would say somewhere right around there. I'm going to start at pretty much a little bit lower than halfway in his eye because his ear is going to be a little bit lower than his eye. His ears are lower than they probably should be, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up at an angle. Now I'm going to curl out a little bit. Actually, that should not have a slant like that. It's pretty much straight. There we go. Right? They're both parallel, which means if they went on forever, they would never cross. And then it's pretty much just little triangle shapes. Right, at the top of his head. Okay. And then a little bit lower, almost to the bottom of his eye. We're going to draw his ear. His ear is pretty much just kind of like a capital letter C. And he's got this little, inside the ear, that little edge right there. And then he's got another one that kind of connects to that and kind of goes down. Okay. Now we're going to do his mouth. His mouth's a little tricky, so bear with me. We'll see if we can do this thing. His top lip is going to start right about halfway down his nose. So it's going to go out a little bit, and then it's going to curl right back around. So we're going to go out, and we're going to curl back in. So it's kind of like out on a little bit of a slant, and it's rounded. It's not pointy at all. Now his mouth, right? Bart's got a big old mouth. We know that. His mouth is going to swoop down a little bit, and it's going to curl around, and it's going to come back, I guess maybe like halfway, I would say. So once again, down at an angle, slanting out, kind of, I would say parallel to the head, and then it curls around, swoops up a little bit, around, and then comes back down. Because his mouth is open, so we need a little bit of room there. So I would say maybe halfway from his lip to the edge of his mouth, right about halfway. We're going to draw 4 teeth. They're kind of round. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th one is going to be right at the back of the mouth there. Okay. And right about between that 1st and 2nd tooth, we're going to draw a curved line. That curved line is going to sort of meet the bottom of the mouth right there. Right? So this edge of the mouth is curved, so the other side of the mouth is also going to be curved. And then what we're going to do is outside of that line, we're going to draw the other edge of the mouth, which is going to be parallel. It's also going to curve, except this is going to go out a little bit and then curve around. So that's kind of like his lip, kind of, his bottom lip, I guess. Inside the mouth, we've got 3 bottom teeth. 1, 2, 3. A lot of room in there. And then we're going to do a tongue, which is basically just a curved line touches the teeth. I think that was supposed to touch the tooth. So 2 curved lines, 1, 2. Of course, it's black and white right now, but once that's red, that'll look much better. Okay. Now we've got his neck, which is kind of weird because one side of the neck is going to start his bottom lip, the other side of the neck is going to be way up here in his ear. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get that to come out right. Here we're going to slant in a little bit. And then over here it kind of comes down. Yeah, it might be a little too long. This I think maybe should be a little bit wider for me. Okay. And then we'll do as much of the shirt as we can. I don't have a lot of room. I don't know how much room you guys have. But basically I'm just going to do a curved neck, a crew neck collar. Right, and this will just kind of come down a little bit over here. On this side, they'll slant out a little bit, right? And he kind of has a, I guess that's his belly, I don't really know. then here, the t-shirt will just kind of come up. And then this is kind of out. It's wider, obviously, on the outside than it is the inside. And then we'll do this curve line. Gonna have a little bit of a curve. Now, I don't have room for his hands, so I'm just going to do his arms sticking out. And then I'll come over here and just do the other side of the sleeve. A little bit of a 3D look there. And then I'll just complete the belly, the body. A little chubby. And then on the other side, the sleeve's slightly different. Or it is still going to curve up down there and curve out down there. But we don't get that 3D look. We can't see the arm coming out of the sleeve. So I'm just going to do a slightly curved line out, top to bottom. And then I'm just going to do the arm out. If you can fit the hand, it's basically just 4 fingers, not that complicated. But I really don't have room for that. Okay. That's it. I know I went really fast. I know I did. But feel free to pause it, rewind it, whatever you want to do. Okay? And of course you can Google it, see what colors he is, but obviously his eyes are white. His skin is all yellow. Inside of his mouth would be black, and here. His tongue would be red. His teeth would be white, and Bart always has a blue t-shirt on. Okay? Well, came out okay. It looks pretty good. Now, whenever we do a project together, okay, I need you to send me an email. Take a picture of it, send it to your email. I know you guys use Teams in 6th grade. I do have Teams because I use that with my 7th graders. So if you want to send me a message, send me a picture of it through Teams, either the chat or there actually is a team. It's called 6th grade Teams. You can send me the picture that way, or you can just send me my school email. Right? That school email. It's going to be all lowercase. M Del Pazzo, DELPOZZO, at Germantown CSD.org, right? First initial, last name at GermantownCSD.org. So you can send me your picture that way. I'm thinking maybe sketch it the first week, color it the second week, crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever you want to do. Okay, color it however you want. Get creative. And you can send that to me because I definitely want to give you some feedback. You know, I don't want this just to be, I tell you what to draw, you draw it, and then you go on with your life. We want to kind of treat this as much like a classroom, a give and take as we can, even though it's just a video. So whatever you create, starting with Bart, send me a picture of it, however you want, my school email or Teams, and I'll check it out. I'll give you some feedback on that. And every couple weeks or so, we'll do a drawing together. We'll do a project. So take care of yourself. I miss you guys. Hopefully we're going to be back soon, but who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know. And hopefully you're not going as stir crazy as I am, because I got to get out of here. These people upstairs are driving me nuts, man. I need to get back to school. I do. I'm going a little cuckoo in this place. The walls are closing in on me, people. Take care of yourself. Stay safe, okay? Do your work. And check back on the school website. And we'll do another project together, man. I'll see you guys later. Take care.